One day, Lakshmi Devi, disguised as an old woman, went to visit different houses on the auspicious Thursday. She found the ladies of one merchant's house still sleeping, and so the home had not been cleaned. Lakshmi Devi met the elderly women of the house and explained to her how they should follow certain rules on this particular day to worship Goddess Lakshmi for the continued prosperity and happiness of their household. But the old lady did not care for the instructions of Lakshmi Devi. In response, Lakshmi Mata withdrew her opulence from that home, and the family became very poor. They had to live by begging from house to house. Then Lakshmi Devi went to a village where Chandals lived. She went to Shriya Chandalini's house. Shriya Chandalini was observing the fasting regulation on that day for worshipping Lakshmi Devi. She had woken up very early and cleaned her entire house, decorating it nicely for the worship of the goddess. Seeing this, Lakshmi Devi was very pleased and blessed Shriya Chandalini with more opulence, thus fulfilling all her desires. Lakshmi Devi then returned to the temple. In the meantime, the Lords Jagannath and Balabhadra had also gone out for a morning walk. On their way back, they saw Lakshmi Devi returning from a Chandal's house. Upon seeing this, Baladeva became very upset and spoke to his brother rather sharply. "Your wife, Lakshmi Devi, has been visiting the home of a Chandal. They are contaminated people and do not follow any rules. How can she enter our temple after visiting the home of a Chandal? Our temple will be contaminated. You should ask her to leave." Jagannath tried to pacify Balaram, saying that Lakshmi Devi should be excused this time and told not to do it again. But Balaram was very adamant to enforce his judgment that she should not be allowed in the temple. "If you allow Lakshmi Devi in the temple, then you will have to give me up. I will stay out of the temple." Since Jagannath is very obedient to his elder brother, he followed the order of Lord Balaram. He called for Lakshmi Devi and informed her that she was no longer allowed to enter the temple by the order of Balaram. Lakshmi Devi was very surprised to hear this kind of statement from the Lord. At the time of marriage, Jagannath had promised her father that he would excuse 10 offences committed by his wife. Moreover, her visit was not offensive, since it was agreed that on each Thursday of the month of Margashirsh, she would go out to visit the villages to bless her devotees. That day was exempted for her. Still, she was punished unjustly. This made Lakshmi Devi very angry. She cursed Jagannath that for the next 12 years he would not get enough food to satisfy him, and that he would only be able to eat food cooked and served by her. After cursing Lord Jagannath, Lakshmi Devi left the temple along with all her assistants. As soon as she left, the temple became bereft of all opulence. The storehouse was empty. The next morning, Jagannath and Balaram were waiting for breakfast, but nothing came. It was getting late, but still nothing had been served. Balaram asked Jagannath, "What is happening with our breakfast? Why is it so late?" Jagannath replied, "No breakfast has been prepared because Lakshmi Devi has left the temple along with all her associates, so there is no one to cook." Then Balaram and Jagannath entered the kitchen to prepare some food. Due to their anger at the dismissal of their mistress from the temple, Lakshmi's associates had broken all the ovens in the kitchen. Jagannath and Balaram then entered the storeroom to gather some ingredients for cooking. But they found the storeroom empty because Lakshmi Devi had withdrawn all her opulence. By that time, both the brothers were very hungry. Being deprived of Lakshmi Devi and suffering from hunger, both of them decided to go out begging. Although The Lord possesses all opulence and is the maintainer of the universe, yet he went out to beg like an ordinary person just to prove the greatness of his devotee through this particular pastime. Thus, Lords Jagannath and Balaram, in the disguise of Brahmana, went to the city to beg from house to house. No one could recognize them. Being deprived of Lakshmi, they both looked very inauspicious, and so no one would give them alms. No one treated them nicely or even allowed them on their doorstep. In the meantime, by the order of Lakshmi Devi, the sun god had increased the heat of the sun. Both brothers had to walk on very hot sand with much difficulty. They were feeling very thirsty and were happy to come to a pond where they could quench their thirst. Suddenly, as soon as the brothers approached the pond, the water dried up. Finally, they approached a tree, thinking to eat some tender leaves. But as soon as they approached the tree, immediately the leaves dried and shriveled. Both the brothers were extremely hungry. Usually, they ate many times throughout the day, as requested long ago by King Indradyumna. In fact, they ate so often that no sooner had they washed their hands after eating that it was time to eat again. Both brothers had been following this system and were habituated to eating constantly throughout the day. Yet, now almost a whole day had passed and still they had eaten nothing. Soon the brothers reached a temple where there had recently been prasadam distribution. Many people were returning to their homes with prasadam. Jagannath and Balaram approached one of the ladies. Out of kindness, she agreed to give them some food. She had some puffed rice that she had offered to the deities, and she was happy to share it with the brothers. Just as she picked up the puffed rice to give to Jagannath and Balaram, a strong wind blew by the instruction of Lakshmi Devi, and all the puffed rice blew away. Both the brothers again lost their chance to get some food. Finally, they asked some people where they could go to get some food. Someone directed them to go to a village of Chandals, where one very charitable personality lived. Jagannath and Balaram went to that house and asked for some food. The householder was happy to feed them, but Balaram did not want to eat food cooked by a Chandal. Rather, he wanted to cook the food himself and eat. He asked the householder to provide some raw food materials and facilities for cooking. According to Balaram's request, all the facilities for cooking were prepared. A new oven was made and all the ingredients and clay pots to cook were provided. Balaram told Jagannath to prepare food and went to take bath. In the meantime, Jagannath tried to cook, but he could not even set fire to the wood. What to speak of cooking a meal? After some time, Balaram came back after taking his bath, expecting to find a meal ready. He had been thinking happily about sitting down to eat at last. Unfortunately, on his arrival, he came to realize that Jagannath was not able to cook, and he could not set fire to the wood. This made Balaram very upset. He scolded Jagannath for his incapability and began to prepare the food himself. But when Balaram tried to set fire to the wood, it would not burn, but simply created a lot of smoke. The whole house filled with smoke, making everyone's eyes burn. Tears rolled from their eyes and everyone was coughing. Then Jagannath and Balaram requested the house owner to bring some cooked food. The lady servants of the house served the brothers. As they ate, they agreed the food was very tasty. In fact, as tasty as it was in temple when it was cooked by Lakshmi Devi. At the end of the meal, some sweet cake was served. Usually in the Jagannath temple, at the end of the meal, Lakshmi Devi served special cake to both the brothers. Jagannath and Balaram thought that Lakshmi Devi must be residing in the house. The lords were convinced that Lakshmi Devi herself cooked the tasty food. How else would someone know that they took special cake at the end of their meal? Balaram, being the elder brother of Jagannath, could not speak to or face Lakshmi Devi, since she is the wife of his younger brother. That is the custom of Orissa. Balaram requested Jagannath to go to Lakshmi Devi and beg forgiveness from her and bring her to the temple by holding her hand. He told Jagannath to tell Lakshmi Devi that she will never be denied to leave the temple to visit her devotees, and that she could go anywhere she liked as long as she always returned to the temple. Being approached by Jagannath, Lakshmi Devi was satisfied. She made Jagannath promise that there would be no distinction between low caste and high caste for honoring Jagannath Prasad. To this day, Prasadam in Jagannath temple is served to all, irrespective of caste and creed. Brahmanas and Chandals can eat Prasadam together from one plate. All glories to Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. All glories to Lakshmi Devi. Hare Krishna.